Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2 CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. It's week 52, a full year worth of shovelware digging, and to celebrate the occasion, I've decided to join the dig for today and pick a particular game that I actually know quite a bit about. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply head on over to the Patreon page linked in the video description. Now without further ado, let's begin. First up, Foon Turing has dug up DOSGAMES /PD1/QLTRX. I have no idea what this is going to be, and that doesn't help me at all. Let's just run it. Herringbone Software presents QLTRX by Steve Herring, 1992. It's running in the 40 by 25 text mode, which is interesting. So use arrow keys to move open patch. Okay. Oh. Okay, so it's kind of like a sliding puzzle, except okay, I see what's going on. So it's like a sliding puzzle, except instead of each tile having a very specific spot that it goes in, each tile... Yeah, I see. So you're basically trying to make the pattern as opposed to... Interesting. Of course, now I'm stuck trying to figure out how to get that corner over there. There we go. That's actually kind of neat. A sliding puzzle type game where the puzzle doesn't need to be exact, so to speak. It's not like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or anything like that. And because of that, it kind of allows for more complex designs in a sense, without driving the user completely nuts. Although I'm trying to figure out how it decides what the score is. Because it doesn't seem to be tracking like the number of moves I'm making or anything like that. So, There we go. That's actually kind of fun going through that, because you don't have to be so exact about anything. It's just the scoring is weird. Because it's not, it just seems to give points for just completing the levels. It doesn't seem to be like... And I figured out that the little dot that it's showing there is also showing you, like, what tile the blank spot is. So the blank spot is a green one, so whatever solution we come up with here, the black dot is going to end on a green one. So this is actually pretty neat. I don't really have much to say about it, really. You just use the arrow keys, and it just moves the dot around and just shifts things. It's definitely pretty tricky, though. But it's not hard. Like, I mean, But then the only reason why it's not hard is because there doesn't seem to be any... Yeah, there we go. There doesn't seem to be any sort of limits or time limits or... Yeah, it just goes. So... I don't know. It's neat. So... Yeah, quick little thing to check out. Next up, Jarmo Rantas dug up DOSGAMES /Arcade3 /Tantum. TANTAM. Not really sure about this one. I got a doc file again and an executable. Let's just run the executable. See where we end up. Tantum Jaric? That flashing is kind of annoying. Tantum Jaric. Okay. It's hard to read because it's flashing like that. 1989, Colin Saunders. Press 1 to start one player. Ask for sound. And I can speed it up or slow it down. So let's start one player. That went pretty quick. I guess slow it down, I guess. Plus to slow down? Kind of weird. So how do I play this? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I better go read the doc file because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Oh, okay, it's one of these kinds of games. So here's how it works. There's only one control in the entire game, and that's the tab key. But you have to be careful with it because it can do that. But the idea is that you're just trying to get from one side to the other. That's really all there is to it. And every time you push the tab key, you sort of give yourself some additional momentum to sort of get over the different planets and stuff. So you don't actually hold the tab key, you just press it every so often. Now, I guess you can't actually adjust the speed while you're playing. So let me crash into something and then we can make it go faster. Okay, this should be a bit more challenging. So yeah, there's basically nothing to it. You just push the tab key to give yourself a bit of a vertical height, or vertical acceleration. Because if you push it too much, then you'll get a lot of vertical acceleration. But you can't touch the top or bottom of the screen, and you can't touch the circles either. Whoa. That was weird. I have no idea why it reset me like that. Yeah, I cut that one close. I think it'd be interesting if it actually started your acceleration and position on each new screen, wherever it was before. But it always resets it to the same spot in acceleration every time you clear the screen, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure if there's like a limit on this game or anything, but I'm gonna guess not. It probably just keeps going until... Oh! Whoa! And suddenly it was getting a lot harder to control. The acceleration was changing much faster. Okay, so that was Tantum Jaric. Pretty interesting game. The flashing is... yeah, I imagine most of you aren't even looking at the screen anymore. But yeah, obnoxious flashing aside, it's not bad. And finally, to finish things up, I myself have dug up DOSGAMES /arcade3/SDGT11. So as you guys have probably imagined, I have actually played this one before, and that's part of the reason why I picked this one, is because this is one of the better finds on this CD set here. So when we start it up, first of all we get this screen here, which lets us set sound device and delays because the game doesn't have proper timing, but we'll forgive it for now. It actually supports a huge number of sound devices, including Sound Blaster, but I have it set up just for basic Kovacs sort of thing with the LPT ports. It actually has stereo support too, which is kind of interesting, but in any case, before I actually show you this game, there is something I need to point out. If I go to the intro story here, you hear that annoying You heard that annoying, really high-pitched sound there? Which is now that sound instead. But yet you can hear the music in the background. Okay, so this game runs fine on real hardware. Mind you, you have to slow it down on real hardware. And you can do that with the delay feature. You gotta really bump up the delay. But in DOSBox, it makes that horrible noise over the PC speaker. But fortunately, it actually has different sound modes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to close out DOSBox and disable the PC speaker from inside DOSBox. Because as far as I know, it's the only way to get this game's sound working without that horrible sound in the background. Now if we go to the intro story, it should work fine. So, welcome Starfighter. Times are tough for the Ligurian Empire. The Dynasty of Yar has invaded the Alpha Mentron sector and has cut off the supply routes to our front lines. There are 5 star bases of which their supply routes must be cleared. Also, the Yarians have posted a second-class mothership at the outer edge of our sector, cutting of communications with our neighboring allied sectors. We fear the worst, so we're depending on you. Now get out there and show the Yarians what you're made of. So we already have an interesting sort of music and intro to go with that. And if we actually hit the escape to actually begin the game proper, actually that's pretty loud. Giant Toad software. Let me turn that down a little. And now it's too quiet again. Actually, I think only that intro scene is really loud, so I think I can turn the volume back up now. But anyways, this game is called Stellar Defense. And it's kind of an interesting one, although it's one that might be a little tricky to play. First of all, the game pretty much requires a joystick, so I've already got a controller set up for that. If you play it with the keyboard, it doesn't do key repeating, so the keyboard controls are kind of bad. So let's actually just start this. So at first glance, it's going to look like an Asteroids type game. But there's actually a lot more to it. Because you'll notice there's power-ups that are being dropped. And it seems like I have a very basic weapon to start with. But I've also got a shield counter at the bottom. There's enemies here that take multiple hits. I keep warping to new sectors. And power-ups keep flying off the screen, which doesn't help. And occasionally you get screens that just warp immediately. Up and... that didn't help. But of course, now that I've died, I've lost my weapon shots, unfortunately. That's what those, sort of brown-colored W's are for. It increases the number of shots you can have in the air at a time. There's also super bombs that I have. Control key activates those. The joystick button doesn't seem to do anything for that. Now, part of the reason I wanted to show you guys this game is because also look at the top how I have both score and money. Wow, I can't beat this guy for some reason. Okay, I finally got to the starbase. So, it gives you a kill sheet invoice for the actual enemies you defeated, because the asteroids are just for power-ups. And then you actually get to here. And from here you can actually choose things to purchase. And what's interesting about this is that it's random. So the game has a whole bunch of different things you can buy, but it's random which ones you'll actually get access to. For the most part, I think some of them are fixed, like the bombs and the weapon repeaters. I also think the shields are not random either. But yeah, you got extra lives here, which are 10,000, which are a lot. And then you got different weapons you could choose from. So you got the Comet weapon here, which is enhanced weapon damage and maximum speed, so that means it'll move very fast and do good damage. And so will the Violet Stinger, but that one's more expensive. That one's way too expensive. Maximum damage, but nominal speed. So I think I'm going to buy this one. And do I have enough for more weapon repeats? I do. And a couple shield points, just to try and survive a little better. So it already seems like we're doing more damage, which is good. Although, that didn't go well. And that's basically all what It's kind of like what all there is to the game, and it's like the whole idea that it's random what you can get out of the stores makes it a lot more interesting in that sense. It'd also be easier if I was playing this with a joystick that actually gave me, like... Oh, I don't want to pick up the... Definitely don't want to touch the skull and crossbones. That actually hurts you, I believe. Okay, surviving better this time. Or not. Ooh, W. That'll increase my weapon shots. So one of the tricks if you want to try and get power-ups is try to only shoot things when they're flying in a direction where you can actually get to them. So I kind of want to wait for that one to bounce this way a bit, and then I can get the power-up from it. So one thing you could do, running this in DOSBox if you don't have a joystick, is just use the DOSBox key mapper to map keyboard keys to joystick functions, and that'll give you better control over this game than the raw keyboard support in this game will give you. And yeah, we're surviving a lot better this time now that I've remembered how to play this thing. Oh, we even got more money than last time. So let's see what we got here for weapons. This time we get the Fire Blossom, maximum damage and enhanced speed. That's pretty nice. Stanza Bomb, enhanced damage and nominal speed, so that one's not worth it. Enhanced damage and enhanced speed, and it's fairly cheap. The only trick is you gotta kind of remember the current weapon you have. You start the weapon with just a nominal speed, nominal damage weapon, so... This is nice, but... it's expensive. Whatever, let's go for it. And we'll buy one more W as well. Oh yeah, we're doing a lot of damage now. Jeez, I'm not getting any asteroid sectors. That doesn't help. And yeah, the explosions when you die are kind of obnoxious, but what are you gonna do? And we already made it to the next starbase. And a lot more kills that time, because it didn't give us any power-up levels. So there's the Violet Fury again, maximum damage, nominal speed. There's the Stanza Bomb. What's this one? Double Shot, enhanced weapon and enhanced speed, and rarely cheap, but I don't really need it. So, let's actually get ourselves an extra life. And more shields. A lot more shields. And maybe, yeah, I'll get another bomb. Let's go. Oh yeah, and if you hit down on the control pad, it activates the, oh, what was that? That was weird. I kind of like found like a bonus power-up with lots of money. Sweet. And it just warped me to level 10? Oh, it warped me back to where I was. Yeah, sort of. Uh-oh. I got a lot of money now. Let's try to make it to the next starbase so I can actually buy some lives or something. So yeah, the reason I wanted to show this game is because there's actually a lot of content here for a relatively unknown game. So I wanted to make you guys aware of it, because this is one where I'd love to get the registered version of this, but we are talking about shovelware here. I've found no evidence of this game existing anywhere online. So if anybody has any idea about this game, like, please let me know. Damn it, we don't have the best weapons yet. Because obviously the best weapon is going to be the maximum damage, maximum speed weapon, but it hasn't given it to us yet. So we can just buy lives. Buy a lot of lives. There, we should be good now. Yeah, you can really max yourself out if you get lucky with the bonus level. I don't think I've ever seen that bonus level before. So that's actually kind of neat that it actually has that. Oh yeah, because I didn't have enough lives. Nope, there I go. But I have lots of lives left. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk going for that shield power-up. Although the game, as you just saw there, the game can be a little glitchy sometimes. In fact, did it... Oh no, I figured it out. So the game, not perfectly stable or anything, but, you know, it's fun. And it has nifty features to it, and a whole bunch of weapons to try out, even though it's basically just differences in damage and speed. So... yeah, this is a game I would definitely recommend checking out if you guys can find it, because it's one of my favorites from this archive, and it's one that I know have virtually not seen anywhere else online, so yeah, Stellar Defense. Check it out.